Hi, this is Mimi from Mimi's Papercrafting. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to be working on the mini album I started in the last video. And as you can see, I already have pages in because I thought I would show you what it's going to look like. And also, I kind of had to figure out how everything went in. So, this is what it'll look like. This is magneted together here. These flip out. These flip up. Here's a pocket that flips up. Here's a waterfall. Okay? Now, you and I had a discussion in the last video, and I didn't do what I said I was going to do. So, this is not fitting the best. It's a good thing that most of the stuff I make, you guys, is just for you guys. I'm not using all these mini albums. I don't take that many pictures. What I said to do yesterday, and I forgot, was trim out some of these pieces. They're not even like super wide, but I only want to trim off, I knew that was going to happen, a smidgen of, like, it ate it because I need a new blade. I want to trim off a smidgen. Nope, not this one. This one here of these papers because it's hanging over just a tad. So I'm taking the ones that are the ones that go this way, flip up and down, and we're just going to take a tiny little smidgen off. And yes, that is a technical term. Smidgen. It's like, I don't even know what that is, 1/8 of an inch? I don't even know. But I think it'll help it fit better in the mini album. Okay. Also, if you watched the other video, the pockets were not cut right. Where's my paper? I fixed it on the measurements. See, it's supposed to be 6 3/4. I do not know why I had 7 1/4. I don't know why. So it was 6 3/4, and it's all scored at 1/4 inch all the way around. Okay? So this is the new measurements. All right. So let's get started. Now, to do this, you have to put everything in a certain way. So this is the 1/2 inch gusset. All right. Like, where's my scissor? So I'm going to, I always cut out the bulk of these pieces. Always. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go off camera and I'm going to put tape down on all these pieces so you don't have to watch that. Okay, everything is cut and taped. We're going to start with this bottom piece, this is actually the top piece. So you have to start in a certain order. Okay, so we're going to start with this piece. I'm going to fold this down. And I'm going to make sure I'm on the outside of this score line. We don't want to be on the inside of the score line. We don't want our it to be affected when we close our mini album. And then, as always, burnish, 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 you guys. All right, next is the 2 side pieces that have the 1/2 inch score mark. Okay. So we're going to do the first one on one side. And on the outside of the score line, we don't want to be in the spine, so we want to be able to fold. Okay. Also, if you noticed, I did clip all my sides, and that is going to get rid of a lot of the bulk, especially since the bottom piece of this is just a piece of scrapbook paper, is going to go in the middle here. So you want to make sure you don't have a ton of bulk. Okay, burnish, burnish, burnish. Then we need, what's next? These pieces here. And these pieces come down here. Like so. Okay, and this one. We're also going to burnish our score lines because I didn't on these. Okay, peel off this tape. Hopefully the autofocus won't go wacky like it did in the last video. So if it does, I apologize. I think it might be the color of this paper. I also have to turn this around. Hold on, let's turn it around so I can see. There we go. Okay, and we have one last one. But before we put it on, I want to attach the pocket. I didn't do this on my side and I found it difficult to put the pocket on. Okay, so make sure you do it before you put the pocket on. I was having trouble seeing the lines on this lighter paper. Maybe darker paper would have been better. Who knows? I'm just peeling the tape off. And I'm going to line up the bottom like so, and then line up the sides like so. Now you have yourself a pocket. Okay, and then we're going to come back in here, and I'm going to keep it this way so I can see. But this is upside down now. Take this tape off and attach it. And then, you guys, this is all ready for paper. It is that easy. Okay, so it goes like this, then it flips down like this. Oh, I did not burnish that score line there. Let's do that. Then it goes like this, and then like that. And then it closes up, and it looks like that. Okay? So, I need paper. Hold on, let me clean up these things from the tape. Okay, so I have my papers for inside, and we need to trim them down to 6 inches. Now, some of them are doubles from the other side, so I want to make sure, like this one's on the front. I want to make sure the same one's not on the front. So since these were 6 1/4 by 6 1/4, I just have to cut the little top strip off, which, by the way, look, this is not a full 6-inch piece of paper. It cuts there's a little notch left in here. So thank you for that, Echo Park. Thanks for that, Echo Park. So I'm going to go through and cut the paper I also then need to put magnets on. So some of these need to be cut at 3" and 3" for the flaps. And I want to make sure that I'm using like non-directional as best as I can. So 3 and 3. So I need 2 more sets like that. And then I need 2 1/4 by 6. All right. Yeah, this is the last one of these. And then I need one that is 2 1/4, right? Because it was 2 3/4, scored at 1/4, so that makes it 2 1/2. So 2 1/4 for the pocket. And then I think it was 3 1/2. I'm going to go 3 3/4 and trim it down if I need to, because I honestly don't remember. And then these are just the 6". And while I'm at it, we're going to cut these for the cover down to 6" for the cover. Oh, I did both of them at the same time. Okay. And then this one needs to be 1 1/4 for the spine. And then we'll do one, right? It's 1 1/4. Yep. And then we'll do another one for the inside spine. Okay, so those are the measurements if you're using a 6x6 piece of paper. I still have 3 pieces left. So what I'm going to do is trim this out, however, not use the month piece. I'll put that in with my ephemera. So I'm going to do that with these last pieces, and these can just, well actually, you know what, they're all just going to go in my ephemera. I'm not decorating this I'm not decorating this journal, but this mini album, but if I was, these would go separately and these would go in. But let's just get these away because this finishes off this paper pad. Then the only thing left is this little tiny scrap of paper right here, which if I wanted to, I could put on, you know what? Is there enough? Is there enough? What do you guys think? Yes, there is. We can put and cover the top of the waterfall, and that uses up the last of that paper. There we go. All right, that's the cover. That has to go in there. This goes here, but before we do this, we need to add our magnets. Okay, because we are having magnets. Actually, you know what? I did magnets over here. And how I do my magnet, you know, I'll just do them again. I'm gonna have to buy magnets. I'm almost out. So how I do my magnets, yep, I lost one once upon a time, so this is the last of my magnets. All right. Okay, I have 2 magnets left, and that is it. All right, so how I do my magnets is I put them where I want them. I cover them with some tape, and I'm going to put it where I want it. You want it a nice amount down because you do need space to go around with your paper. Okay, and just tape it down like so. Then I forgot the tape. Hold on, I forgot the tape. You're going to take another piece of tape and put it sticky side up. And I missed half the magnet. There we go. Sticky side up, like so. Do the same thing, put the magnet in the middle because I missed it, and sticky side up. Okay? And then we're going to make sure everything is squared up and how it's supposed to be. And we're going to pull this up and push down and grab our magnets. See? Easy peasy. Now let's cover this up so we don't lose these magnets. Okay, and we'll do this side. My pin is stuck. Oh geez. My neighbor made these for a baby shower. They're little grippies. And she gave me extra one that they had. I was like, ooh, that would come in so handy for down in my craft room for like when this happens and my pin, my nozzle gets stuck. There was a big clump of glue in there. Okay. Nope, I don't need a refill. But look at those big clumps of glue that came out. Okay, hold on. Alright, this glue bottle is clogged. I'm gonna have to go take care of that, I think, unless I can get it unclogged now. Who knows? Alright, let's take these two pieces and put them here. Hopefully this glue bottle works because I don't have any other glue. Nope. Okay, well, yeah, I'm having an issue and I don't feel like dealing with it, so I took the fine metal tip off. I did everything possible to fix this glue bottle, and honestly, I'm a little bit annoyed, so fine metal tip off. I don't have any other of the tips. I don't know where any of them went. The amount of times that I bought tip replacement kits and I don't even know where any of them are. It is what it is. Okay, I need 2 more pieces. So look, I just took it off. Whatever. I couldn't get I even went and rinsed it under hot water, everything. Because I don't know if you know that. That's one of the things if you have used Barely Art glue, to rinse under hot water if you're having issues. And that didn't help either, so I'm done. I'm done for now. So we're just adding all of our paper in. I don't know why I'm taking you along with me. I could pause, but I'm going to take you with me. Maybe you enjoy watching people tape things down. I'm going to use these here so we don't have all that floral. Flip that down and then do another piece. I even refilled the bottle thinking that maybe I just needed to refill the bottle. Nope. And this happened once before and it took forever for me to get it fixed. So I'm not messing around today. You guys, we had to take the wean for an emergency vet appointment yesterday. What a racket, I'm telling you. The amount of money it cost us for an emergency vet appointment because he was still bleeding from his anal glands because they were still infected. Now, by the time you see this, hopefully, the situation will have taken care of itself. But man, like, I appreciate my vet so much. I really do. But geez Louise, extra $50 for an emergency vet appointment. And funny enough, I'm over there going, well, I didn't ask for an emergency vet appointment. I just asked a question. All right, let's make sure this is going to fit. Yep, okay. Okay, so we have that, and then it flips up. I'm going to put this one here in the middle. Okay. Like so. And this one up at the top. And then we just have to do our waterfall. Let me put this back on here and the pin in. Like so. We just have to do our waterfall and our covers, and our mini album is complete. Okay. So here are, let me get this on right. All right, I have glue all over my fingers. So how I do a waterfall is, well, I did measure the other side, but I'm going to show you how I did it to make sure I had it in a good spot. So all I do is I put them like this, because this is how you're going to attach them down, is line them up against each other, one after the other, facing down. You're going to put the first one on first. You'll see if you've never done a waterfall before. But I am notorious for putting waterfalls in the wrong spot. So I started doing it this way. And just lining them up as best as I can, and then seeing where they will fit and they will be even. And then I just took this ruler here and I put it down where the first one will go. Okay? So now I have a nice place to put the first one. And then listen, I'm just going to eyeball the center here. Good enough. So once you put down the first one, you can move on to the next one. I'm just peeling the tape off, lining up the next one. Okay, that is not cut right, you guys. Did you see that? What happened there? This should be 3 1/4. Right? Now I'm doubting myself. 3 1/2. Oh, I scored that one on the wrong. Oh well. We will see. That one was definitely cut wrong. You just line them up underneath and keep going. Like so, till all of them are on. Now, since I was only using scraps, this is all that I made. I only made 5 because if you watched my last video, I was just using scraps. And then this, I'm just going to glue. Let's see if my glue bottle will work. Yep. It just needed a break. It needed a rest. It needed a timeout. I'm just going to put this in the middle just so we can use up the last of our paper. And now we close. We close. We close. We close. We close. And we close. And now in the middle, I have one of these for the middle, the inside spine. My problem is I constantly forget to put my pin back in my glue. Okay, so we have that. Let's open this one up and put that other piece on the waterfall. What I should get is that when it comes back out, if it ever comes back out again, the glue press from my sweet petunia. Okay, so flip it down, up, down, close it up, and there we go. So let's put our covers on. Covers on. Okay. This. So it is what, the 20th of May? I think it's the 20th of May. And now I have one last video to do for June. I don't know. So now you're seeing this in June. So I'm wondering if you could tell me down below, now that I'm thinking about it, how you're liking me only having 3 videos a week. 4 was just being too much for me anymore. My creativity is gone, you guys. I'm struggling. All right, there we go. So what I think I want to do is take these, because now I'm tired of them. They keep popping out, and that's annoying me. And I'm going to Velcro them. I'm going to put hook and loop dots. They're not Velcro. So hook and loop dots on actually we want to do right here, and now we got to remember to square that up, and the same over here because these ones keep popping out and it's bothering me. I'm going to put that here, and once again square it up, and then that goes like that. Now it won't pop out anymore. We'll do the same over here because these just pop out very easily. And then that will be done. If I had more if I would have had more magnets, I would have done magnets. If I would have thought of it before I put the paper on. Now we need to let this sit, because I'm telling you, if you've never used Velcro dots, okay, this cheaper brand that I bought, you need to let them sit. Okay, see, now they don't pop out. Okay, so there you go. There is the mini album. It is still stiff. It is still stiff. So it won't close all the way because it's still stiff. So there we go. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit the like button, subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and I will see you guys in the next crafty video. Have a great rest of your day.